Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Auditor here, excited for today's video. Why don't more people jump on this passive income thing, especially through crypto and DeFi? On one side, blows my mind because I'm like, dude, the returns far outpace any investment you could ever dream of. And the returns over the next 12 to 24 months, even if you build a very boring portfolio, there's nothing that will touch it. But the other side of me gets it because it can seem complex, it can seem scammy, it can seem like way too many steps to make it happen. And in today's video, my goal is really just to break that down, have a look at all the different income categories, all the different ways you can earn an income, and just zoom out and talk big picture. So I'm going to pull my screen up in just a second. We're going to do a little doodling. But before I do, because people are always like, is this stuff actually real? Probably 5 of these a day. Toby, hey, I've been in the UIG for about a month, going through the educational courses, learning to navigate. I have 7 plays. He's talking about positions in different liquidity pools. We call those separate businesses, little entities, and they're earning between $30 to $40 per day between all 7. He's well diversified and fairly wide ranges, so he always stays in range. 30, 40 bucks a day. That's pretty dang good. And then I was pumped on this one. Someone just posted this. I started UIG almost 12 days ago, 2 weeks ago, currently making about 10 bucks in 3 pools, and look at some of the returns. Between 100 to 120%, which, as he says here, I know I can do a lot better. That is definitely on the lower side of the returns we expect. But even then, for just getting into this stuff and just learning it, that's a pretty good return. No real estate. The only thing that maybe could touch that is mergers and acquisitions and actually acquiring businesses. And the amount of effort it takes to do that is insane. And so, other than that, there's nothing that's going to generate these kind of returns. So with that said, I'm going to pull up my iPad on the screen, and I want to chat about some fundamentals before we actually start talking about crypto and DeFi, passive income, or at least leveraged income, or at least becoming an investor in this space. A lot of people are optimizing for net worth. I did that. They're climbing this mountain, trying to make more money, working harder and harder and harder in order to reach some. When I have $1 million, when I have $5 or $10 million, and they're optimizing for net worth, and their life is passing by. To me, that's an outdated way of thinking. Oh yeah, I'll just work the next 30, 40 years. Hopefully my net worth will be $6 million and I can retire on it and then live off of that as I die for the next 10, 15 years. It's so outdated. And I've experienced this, and I know so many people who, like, maybe this is you. Leave it in the comments. You've accomplished some goal and you gave it your all. And it's like, is that all there is? Is there nothing else? It can be extremely depressing. I think I went through some of my biggest depressive times in my life where I didn't want to live anymore when I literally accomplished so many things I wanted to accomplish. Now I know, boo-hoo, poor you, but it's real. A lot of people don't learn it until it's too late. So when I started realizing that, I had another business. I was working super hard, working 12, 14, 18 hours a day, hating my life, hit a bunch of goals. And I was like, is this it? I'm more depressed than I was when I had nothing. Because when I had nothing, guess what I had? Time. I want to optimize for time, not money. That's all. Fundamentally, we're trying to make money is to buy back our time, whether we know it or not. We think money will give us freedom. For many, it doesn't. It becomes a cage. They work harder and harder and harder. They keep getting promotions. They buy a bigger house, blah, 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 blah. And they're less and less free. They have less and less time. I want time. Guess why? I thought it was to travel to beaches and to do cool things, did that. It's not about that. It's so I can have time to, I think I read about 180 pages this morning of a book that's just blowing my mind. Last night, I listened to 3 hours of podcasts to fuel my mind and to grow. I just hired a pair of coaches going down to California to, guess what, work on me, to expand me as a person, because inside is the only place we're going to find happiness. And I want to grow as a human being. I want to increase skill sets. I just want to become a better human being every single day, but I need time to do that. And it's not about having a bigger and bigger net worth, because if your game is just money, if that's the only game, it never ends. There's always someone with more. I've experienced this. It's an easy trap to fall into. I want to optimize for cash flow, not net worth. I want cash flow coming into my bank account every single day. That doesn't mean I don't work. I love working. I love it. I just want to work on stuff that inspires me. I want to end the day with more energy, more excitement, more enthusiasm than I did when I started the day, because everything I do during my day fills me up, even the challenging, difficult things, because I'm in alignment. I wish more people understood this. And so I want to optimize for cash flow. I want to invest in things that pay me. So most people's life looks like this. They have a source of income, which is totally cool. We all should. And then everything else is arrows moving away from them. It's money moving away from them. Food, bills, rent, mortgage, insurance, car, trip, whatever. You get the point. Electricity. And they have one green arrow and they have hundreds of little red arrows. Look at your bank account. It's a painful exercise, but just scroll through your bank account. You'll see a few times where you get maybe 2 times a month. And by the way, I get paid a salary as well. Through my companies, every 2 weeks, I get paid a salary. We're all in this. We're getting paid every 2 weeks. And then everything else is going out of your bank account for the most part. Everything else is going out of your bank account. We want to start flipping that to just having a bunch of green arrows. Maybe we're doing some staking and we're getting, I'm staking 3 different assets right now. And guess what? Every single day, money moves to me. Liquidity pools, 120 to 180% returns, money moving to me. Investing in different crypto assets. And guess what? Every cycle of the bull run, money moves to me in terms of like multiple 6 figures. More than I used to make working 8 years every single day, I can make extremely leveraged and passively. Maybe you have a rental property or you have some kind of rental, you're renting out your car. Again, the returns are much, much lower. Maybe you're navigating DeFi. Maybe you're an affiliate. We've got a lot of affiliates for the Underdog Investor Group. We pay out 20% recurring every single month. Now, maybe our program isn't something you want to be an affiliate for, but I'm like, that's easy money. I'm an affiliate for 6 or 7 different companies that I was an affiliate for 8 years ago. I still get paid every single month. I get a check. It's not an actual check, but it just gets deposited into my PayPal or into my actual bank account. Maybe eventually you think about starting a YouTube channel and you monetize on it, talking about the stuff you love, or a podcast and you monetize the podcast with some sponsors, or eventually you write a book. And of course, you have an income. I think we are built to work. So most people enjoy working. Out of all of these, what will create the biggest return? It's easy to me. Liquidity pools, crypto, DeFi. Staking would be halfway there. It's still going to beat any other returns you can ever imagine in any kind of investment. Like 40, 50% staking is absolutely doable in things that you're long-term bullish on. This is the game I play. And when I discovered this, I'm like, okay, so now I have money hitting my bank account every single day, not just twice a month. Which again, I have nothing wrong with working a job, having a salary. I think we all should. But all I'm getting at is we're not just dependent on that. I used to have a business way back in the day, and everyone was like, oh my God, you have a business. I still got paid every 2 weeks. And eventually there was hard times where just economically and just with my strategy, and I lost everything. I was dependent on one thing. A lot of people think business is the answer. It's not. I know a lot of number 2s, number 3s are people who get in early in a company that's growing quickly, and they make more money at the end of the day than sometimes the CEO or the owner or the founder, because they're taking on a lot of responsibility unless that business really takes off. So my point is, let's take this off the screen. My point is that when you look at DeFi, you could look at categories. So you could go on DeFi Llama, you could look at categories, you could have a look. Liquid staking, big fan of. Lending, I'm making 38% lending, basically stablecoin, US dollar, basically. DEXs is where we play in liquidity pools and where we play in finding some, and there's $15 billion in that, by the way, finding opportunities to provide liquidity. So I can go onto DeFi Llama here. I can go on total value locked, $1 million or more. By the way, we cover all of this in the UIG. Like if you're just getting into this stuff, we have deep, deep education in the UIG to make sure that all of this is explained in detail. Then we can start looking at assets that we're long-term bullish on. So USDT wrap BNB here, I'd have to look into this one because that return is very, very high. Maybe there was a spike over the last 24 hours. I think when I looked yesterday, the returns were 180% or 210%, but still, this is something I would do. We do have some people in Soul and Honey because they're bullish on both. But anyways, that's a 100% a month returns right there. And we can move into the more safe stuff and start looking at ARBs wrapped ETH, Radiant wrapped ETH, which I'm a fan of both of these, earning almost 1% per day. Are you kidding me? And then guess what? I'm taking the returns. I'm moving into my bull run bag so I can enjoy price appreciation of said coins and tokens that I'm farming. I'm staking. I do participate in some liquid staking where you can actually take, let's just say, some ETH or some SOL, and you can put it up. So basically, you're staking it, you're getting a return, but you're also getting a token in return that you can further use. We call that yield on yield. So you're making yield on yield, lending, looping, borrowing. There's yield on yield on yield there. And it's fully liquid, meaning if you want to exit all your positions within the next 5 minutes or 5 seconds, you could do so. There's no middleman. There's no centralization. This isn't ROI Dapp crap or some kind of degen put in your money here and it's sunk cost and you're getting 1% per day and it's going to take you 100 days to make your return. And by then it's rugged and you lose all your money. None of that crap. It's decentralized. It's DeFi, decentralized finance. A lot of stuff in crypto is far from decentralized. Far from decentralized. And people are losing their money on it. No centralized exchanges. We don't stake or put up anything on sexes. We only use dexes. And that's that. I hope this inspires you. And again, remember the graph. I'll actually bring it up here quick. Most people's lives look like this. Money just flowing out of their bank account, and that's okay. That was me for the longest time until I was like, this is a flawed game I'm playing, because the second I lose this, which will happen in your lifetime, I'm done. I'm like literally a walking liability. I want to be a walking asset. So even if I need to take a break from this or I want to take 3 months off, I still got doom. And even if, podcast dies off because the topic I'm talking about is no longer interesting to people, no problem. We want multiple streams of income, arrows pointing to us and our bank account. Let me know if this landed. Let me know if this helped. I love this idea of passive income and leveraged income. A lot of people think it's a scam because they think it's just going to be easy. And so they try it for like a week and they wonder why it didn't work. This is a commitment. This is a lifestyle. I'm going to repeat that. This is a commitment. This is literally a commitment to a lifestyle, a different way of thinking. How do I get the arrows of income pointed at me instead of everything always leaving my bank account? That's that. That's my time today. I like this video if it was actually helpful to you, and subscribe to this channel if I gave you any sliver of value. And do leave your comments below. What landed? What do you want to add? Let's make this a two-way conversation. Leave it in the comments. And with that said, I'm going to leave some videos here and here and here and here for your viewing pleasures. Do check them out and keep studying this stuff. Be a student. Commit to mastery. Again, this isn't something that happens overnight, but as you can see in the UIG, I've been here 12 days. Hey, I've been here 2 months and I'm earning $1,000 a month. Like, we see it all day long. But those members are committed. We need you committed to this. That's my time. Appreciate you. We'll see you in the next. Peace.